Let's go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Frostline, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Vitality, the Tuna Terran himself. It is Ryung. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Red Protoss player, the Red Protoss representing Team Liquid. It is SKillous. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will be our champion here tonight. Who's it going to be? Coming into this, it's going to be a tough one. As I said before, I'm hoping for a back and forth. I want to see a game 4. I want to see a game 5. That's all I want. I do give the slight edge to SKillous, but at the same time, Ryung, he has been on fire. He has the home field advantage. He is playing in the Sparkling Tuna Cup, and he is a tuna. True. Can confirm. Is that enough, though? Is that enough? Or is the Liquid skill too much? Is it too much to handle? Let's find out. Let's do move out across the map. And again, welcome one all to the grand finals here of Sparkling Tuna Cup number 80. There's been 80 Sparkling Tuna Cups already. Again, STC went on a hiatus for quite some time, but I believe we did begin, back in 2021? It's been a couple of years. It's been a couple of years of tuna. We're here. We're back on a weekly basis, of course. Every single week. We got you with that Tuna Cup action. Otherwise, double gas. Okay, double gas opener out of Ryung, going for a faster factory. There it is, factory's on the way. Going for a delayed CC, so a much more assertive and tech-heavy start here by Ryung. This can lead into early drop play, Reactor Reaper Hellion. This can lead into something more committed, like we have seen previously, like an early Cyclone, into early tank, into early drop play, which we saw against Christianer. See how committed Ryung is going to be. Meanwhile, back at home, standard opener out of SKillous. And we'll see if SKillous is one to go for Stargate play. Stargate play is very niche here in this matchup. We still see it, don't get me wrong, but it's more commonly seen on larger maps. I'm referring to maps like Abyssal Reef or Neon Violet Square or King's Cove, maps that are not in this tournament, by the way. They're not in here. Not here. Ryung is forced back. Is there an option where we can see how long you watch the channel with days or /hours? Oh, that's a good question. I mean, there is the annual recap. Every year, Twitch, they have a recap, so you can see how many hours you've watched the channel, specifically for your top channels. So they show you that at the end of the year, if you do get that summary. Otherwise, I don't know if that shows anywhere. But there is that yearly recap. They can give you those stats. Now Ryung behind this with that 1-1-1, going for the Widow Mine Drop opener. Mine Drop is on the way. Reaper Hellion dives in. He does rush past those Stalkers into the mineral line. The boy's going to be pulled. And how many probes can we bring down? 2 workers so far. But only 2 workers. Nice defense here by SKillous. Very nicely done. Ryung will get a full scout. He will confirm it is a Twilight Council opener into Blink, but at a cost. At a cost of 2 Reapers and a Hellion. So a better trade for SKillous. Behind this, building up his gateways. We have how many? We have 2 gates in the main. We have 1 gate at the third, sorry, at the natural. So 3 gates Blink into a third base. A very safe play here by SKillous. Very safe. Building up into the mid game. Likewise, he fans out those Stalkers, looking for any kind of drop play. And will he find the medevac? Will he find it? Up! Medevac does boost in, Stalker somewhat in position, and SKillous, he does notice. So does Ryung, he pulls away. Does pull away, but now SKillous knows he's on the hunt, he rotates. He is rotating over, and barely does catch a glimpse. And Ryung, he will boost away. Will boost in, oh no! Stalker's intercepted, massive pick off, the medevac goes down, and the Widow Mines, they do not drop. Massive pick off. SKillous, he does shut Ryung down, and now it's time for a counterattack. Now SKillous, he has gained map control, he's moving out across the map with everything he has. Ryung back at home, he's in trouble, he's walling up, he's walling off. Bunker, depot, eBay I should say, has a tank on the low ground. In the main base, he is exposed. SKillous, he pokes in. Does poke in. Gets an SCV, he gets 1. Oh, almost gets 2. Almost. Second SCV barely survives. Last skills, he can dive into the main. Ryung, he's pinned against the wall. Thankfully, there is no high ground vision. Not yet. But you can see here, SKillous reinforcing. Here comes that War Prism. And typically, some of the supply would be stuck at home because of the Woodmine drop, but that is not the case. Not here. Now, SKillous, he's not all in. Remember, 3-gate blink. 3-gate blink Stalker, which means he is expanding, is getting a third, but he can still find some damage. There's one tank in the main. One tank in the main base. Rotating over. Oh, blinks in. Going for the add-ons. Can I get the tank? Going for Stim, actually. One more volley. Oh, what a pass. Oh my god, barely does. Denies Stim. Massive pickup. Stim is denied. One Stalker goes down. Just the one. And this will delay Ryung. Basically, without Stim, Ryung, he's stuck at home. He's stuck at home. He's stuck on 2 bases. Third TC's on the way, but he won't be able to break out without Stim. So now SKillous knows he can be greedy. Now he knows that Ryung, his move out is going to be delayed even further. So SKillous can cut corners. Behind this, oh, getting a Marine, pulling away, getting to his own tech, getting to his own splash damage. Several archives on the way for Storm. Forger +1, and SKillous he is containing. And despite that, 3 probe kills, not bad. 3 workers going down. Storm is on the way. Storm +1, gateway explosion. And again, SKillous, he can skip warp-ins. And he is. Like, he's skipping warp-ins. He can afford to because of the damage that's been dealt. He's just focusing on his tech, on his upgrades, on his production. And then he can focus on reinforcing. Just because he knows that he is safe. Likewise, Ryung is building up. Eventually, he will break out to expand. Likewise, he does skirt around the edge. Raven goes down, does get 3 probe kills, but does finally fall. But Ryung, he does barely avoid the contain. He avoids those Stalkers. Being cheeky, Stim is done in 5 seconds. And SKillous, he's not ready for this. Does have a shield battery. You can see again, like he's checking, he's fanning at his Stalkers. He did miss the drop. Oh. Now breaking out. Gets a Stalker, not bad. One Stalker goes down. Ryung, he actually pulls back home. Okay. Pulls back over. Bit of an all army. But Ryung, he's committing. He's revealed by the Observer. Ryung taking his third. And SKillous, he will have a recall. Actually, has no NG. No NG for the recall. He's rotating over. The Observer does spot. No shot. No shot. He spots the drop and he will bring it down. Yeah, SKillous. Calm down. Both drops this game so far. Again, shout out to the Observer. Observer did spots, did confirm. His other Observer goes down here to the main army. And Ryung, he breaks out. SKillous, you can see, is rotating over towards the left-hand side, trying to catch another drop, if at all possible. But he does miss the main army rotating. Ryung pushing towards that 4th. SKillous moving through the center. Uh-oh. And this 4th base, it may just go down. He scans ahead of time. SKillous meeting up with the army. Charge is not ready. Yeah, he's not ready for this. Charge is not done. And the 4th base, it's going to be denied. There's no saving this. There's the cancel. Nicely done here by Ryung. Again, charge is just over halfway done. And without charge, SKillous cannot engage. He cannot engage. I mean, there's just so many slow lots. The slow lots, they do nothing. As Ryung now is on 3 bases, he does take that supply lead, has a hefty army. Do you have Storm? We do have Storm. Okay. Storm is done. There's 5 High Templar. Army moves in. That's a massive minefield. Charge! Oh, charge does finish just in time. Yeah, charge is complete. Mine's just going off. Massive connection here on the Stalkers, on the Celts as well. But the tank's going to be cleaned up. Yeah, SKillous, he will hold. Shuts down the main army. Much more efficient trade. Oof. No shot. Was that the Prism? That was three high Templar. Oh my god. Prism goes down. 3 high Templar inside. Ay, ay, ay. That was brutal. I mean, that was the big advantage for SKillous. Was the 5 high Templar down to 2. 2 high Templar left. Has to rebuild the War Prism. Oh my god. The hero Widow Mines. And suddenly, SKillous, I don't know if he can push in. If he had 5 high Templar, 100%. He could. Mine shots go up. Nice kiting here by Ryung. There's a first storm. And there's what? 2 storms left. Once again, zoning away. Nice kiting here away from the Zealots. CC's going to go down. That is a cancel. SKillous rotating over towards that mineral line, towards that third. Feedback on the Ghost. Brutal EMP. No storms. Not yet. And Ryung, he will push back. Will lose 13 SCVs though. They're just zoning storms. SKillous trying to come in from behind. SKillous is going to commit in. I'm not so sure he can. Oh, the surround though. It comes in with the surround. He locks down the army. Ghosts are falling against SKillous. He's pulling it off. GG gets called. SKillous, he breaks Ryung. And SKillous, he takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Who needs Storm? Who needs High Templar, papi? Just throw them away. It's fine. It's fine. Aye, aye, aye. GG, well played. SKillous will take a lead in the series. Again, barely surrounding the army, barely able to catch Ryung out. I mean, it did also help, of course, that Ryung's main force did get surrounded initially out on the map, so SKillous did have momentum on his side. I just wasn't sure if he could keep going, not without his High Templar. Looks like he did barely have enough. Did have enough. GG, well played. SKillous takes the lead. And we'll see if Ryung can bounce back. Again, it's a best of 5. Best of 5. Oh. Is a best of 5. So plenty of opportunities here for Ryung to bounce back. As we are jumping into game number 2. Jumping into game 2 here. On Error Home, one of the TLMC maps instead. So we go from one of the larger maps to one of the smaller maps. If not the smallest map in the tournament map pool. Known for aggression, is a rush map. And I believe the last time we saw Ryung here, no, sorry, I think it was on Frost Sign where he went for the like committed tank drop. Could see it again here. We'll see. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Error Home, we have the red Protoss player. The red Protoss representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. It is SKillous. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran representing Team Vitality, down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is Ryung. Who needs 2 full medevacs? True, true. I mean, good point. It was very back and forth. Very back and forth between SKillous and Ryung last game. Whether it was SKillous losing his High Templar, whether it was Ryung getting caught out with his Mine Drop and with the Marine Drop as well. True. But again, what's important is after the initial engagement there on SKillous' side of the map, he was able to reset the tank count. He did have momentum on his side and was able to barely break Ryung. It was not easy. It was not easy whatsoever. Ryung, he barely wasn't able to hold, barely wasn't able to defend. And he was broken. With that, that leads us here into game number 2. Let's go. Leads us into game 2. Double gas. Once again, double gas opener out of Ryung, going for a faster factory. Last game, this led into Reaper Hellion into a Mine Drop. And we'll see if Ryung does go for the earlier Cyclone. If you weren't here for the semifinals, or sorry, I should say, if you weren't here for the quarterfinals, then you may have missed Ryung versus Christianer. But in that series, Ryung, he had a very nasty build where he did go for, I wouldn't say a one-base all-in, but just very committed play, going into an early tank drop, and he was able to overwhelm his opponents. I believe it was on ley lines, if I recall correctly. Yeah, it was on ley lines where he was able to break Christianer. And this would not be a bad map for it, but we'll see. We shall see. I mean, there is a ramp coming into the natural that might be enough of a deterrence. True. The natural is more defendable compared to on ley lines. And that might be a deciding factor here, whether or not Ryung would attempt it. For now, we're settling in. Didn't even know about the recap, but I found it. The stream is 4th place. Ah, there you go. But yeah, I think the recap does break down how many hours you watched, and it only shows you your top channels, like your top 4, your top 5 or something. It shows like how active you are as well. It's nice. It's a nice recap. But now though, there we go. Tech Lab on that factory. Going for the Cyclone for a Cyclone into Starport, into Tank, into Drop. Are we going for the build? Meanwhile, Reaper dips in. Gonna be a Twilight Council opener. There's that Starport. And so far looking hyper aggressive here. Ryung is building up. We'll see if he goes for an add-on swap or if he goes for the tank. If he does go for the tank, then we know he is going to commit. There it is. He's going for the tank drop. Let's go. So hyper aggressive here from Ryung, as he's going to be moving out with that tank across the map with the medevac. Meanwhile, SKillous, it's on him to respond. As SKillous, he's in the dark as to what's going on. He has Blink. He's throwing down his gateways. He's going into 3-gate Blink. Very safe opener so far. But ideally, you want to slow this down ahead of time. Ideally, you want to engage in the center. Or at least scout it coming. There's the medevac. There's the tank. Couple seconds away. SKillous, he checks the natural. Ryung, he leads with the Cyclone. And he will hide the army. Oh, he does hide the army. Cheeky move out of Ryung. He avoids the shade. And here he comes. And SKillous has no idea. He has no idea. He only knows about the Cyclone. Here comes that medevac. Here comes the push. SKillous, he's checking ahead of time. Does move out. Does engage. And now he knows. He sees the army. Sees the tank. Has to pull away. Has to pull back. Trying to slow down the army. Does try to. Here comes another warp in. The shield battery's on the way. Oh. Probably go micro. Saves the Cyclone. Tank trying to push on forward. Trying to get within range. And I believe it's in the range here of the shield battery. Massive dive though. Dives on in. Tank goes down. And without the tank, that's the backbone of this army. Cyclone getting a lot of damage done. Cyclone falls. Ryung losing too much here. Bleeds out the tank, the Cyclone. 1 tank left. Still rallying across the map, rallying everything he can. SKillous trying to catch reinforcements. Has to be careful. And Ryung, he backs off. Yeah, Ryung, the push has failed. He does back off, does retreat. And now SKillous has momentum. Now momentum in favor of the Protoss. SKillous has to race. He has to get the hell out of here. Pulls back, has the high ground. Takes down a Stalker. Does catch a Stalker. Ryung pulling away. Whew. And now SKillous can expand. Now he can take a third. Okay, we're good to go. Oh my god. We have survived. SKillous has defended. From here, turning that defense into an offense. Prism across the map can go into the main. Tank is in position. 2 tanks in the main. Oof. SKillous does face check. Does spot the army. Going for the mineral line. Not quite. Ooh, he's gonna get punished though. Oh no! The Vikings, they do punish. Prism goes down. Stalker as well. Massive pickup. Ryung, he's fighting back. Is fighting back here. Punishes the aggression. Going for his own drop. SKillous is here. Is ready. Now we can take a moment. We can take a moment to breathe. Now for the most part, Ryung is stuck at home. He's working on a 3rd CC. Stim +1. He's building up before moving out. Does have the early high tank out though. And forcing back the Stalkers. Does force SKillous back. But again, he should be contained until he gets his 3rd. Like, the 3rd base is still halfway done. Likewise, SKillous saturating his own third, building up towards charge, into Storm. Storm is almost, or Storm just now beginning. Building up to a similar army that we saw last game, which has been very trendy. For those that are curious, some players still, they play Colossus. Like, Colossus play is still a thing, still viable, don't get me wrong, but especially with the change to the NG overcharge, High Templar are that much more trendy, that much more effective. As you can warp into High Templar, NG overcharge, and just instantly have a Storm available. Instantly have that Storm. And just have more Storms over time as well, as you can always replenish. So this has been the go-to. Going Stalker charge into Storm. Third base now being taken. Ryung breaking out. Taking his third. Likewise, SKillous being active. He does spot the move out with the Observer. Oh! Does Ryung notice? Not quite. Doesn't notice yet. Skill out, I notice. Does notice. SKillous getting too greedy. Observer goes down. And the tanks are set up on the high ground. SKillous is going to commit. He's crazy. Wants to push in. I mean, Storm is done. True. Yeah, Storm is done. Collapse on the army. Massive Storm here on the bio. Oh my god. Hot pickup. Ryung does save his bio army. Does get the hell out of there. Very nice save. Another Storm on the tanks. And the tanks, they are going down. Oh, not even. Ryung, he holds. Saves the tank. And again, if it wasn't for the lift, he would have lost everything. Everything would have gone down. Impressive defense. Likewise, dropping into the main. Catching out the Immortal. And SKillous, he's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble here. He has to back off, has to retreat. He lost so many Zealots. And he had to end the game there. He had to break his opponent, and he didn't. He got 8 SCVs, which is something. Did get a tank, but here comes the counterattack. Now it's time for SKillous to defend, and he's down in supply. He's gathering energy for Storm. He has 3 High Templar. He has 3 High Templar, out of position. The 4th base is going to be denied. Yeah, there's no saving this Nexus. SKillous coming in. Base is cancelled. Yeah, Ryung is just slowly pushing it towards that natural at the same time. Dalrama here towards the third. Gets into the mineral line. Charge will say dive in. He tries to break through. We'll get one of the tanks. Here come the Storms. Yeah, Storm pops up. And it looks like it will barely be enough. It's still so close though. Takes down the tank. And SKillous, he's holding. It was a rough hold. Oh no. Mine shots going off. Ryung still rallying across the map. And Ryung, he will clean this up. Takes down the Zealots, the Stalkers, the Immortal thereafter. There's nothing left. And Ryung has done it. He breaks through the offensive line. Once again, getting on top of the 4th base. Once again, looking to force a cancel. Oh. Specs High Templar. True. Stims in. Baits out of Storm. Up. Up. Takes down the High Templar. Nice pickup. Templar goes down. Stims in. SKillous trying to survive. Keeping his head above water, at least trying to. Yeah, but there's just too much Terran. There's just too much bio. Ryung just rallying across the map. He can stim, he can win, he can take down the base. There is maybe 2 more Storms left. Oh, he does split. Yeah, Storms on the Widow Mines. But there's just still so many Marines, so many Marauders. The bio army stands strong. Oh my god, the Blinks, the Zealots. SKillous holding on. He's trying. Ah, god. But to no avail here. Yeah, Prism goes down. 0 High Templar left. And despite fighting his heart out on the 4th base, it's going to fall. This time it's going to be a kill, not a cancel. That's EMP. EMP pops up. Base goes down. That's all that Ryung wanted. Just wanted the expansion. And he got it. He got the 4th base. With that, Ryung, he maintains an economic lead. He's on an even base count. He's ahead in SCVs, ahead in workers. 4th CC now on the way. again, it was just a very expensive hold there for SKillous. And he didn't hold is the problem. He didn't save the fourth. It wasn't worth it. As he fought so hard and still lost the base. And Ryung, he's overwhelming. He is now overwhelming here. His production just kicking into high gear. He's got how many? He's got 11 Marauders. He's got a handful of Ghosts. He's got the Bio Army, the Marines. And when this army pushes, even with Storms, it's not going to be easy here for SKillous. Does have 4 High Templar, true. Okay, if every Storm connects, then maybe. Oh, the Zealot run by. Storm coming in. Decent. Sees connection here on the main army. There's what, 2 Storms left. Zoning Ryung away. Delaying the push. So I'll say the third. They deny him the mining. They deny the third. Not bad. And again, this choke point is brutal. We spoke about this. With the Rancho and Arrow home, they're very defendable. SKillous getting 11 SCVs. Speaking of the ramp, he just knocks down the rocks. Opening up the ramp. Colossus has arrived. Now it's going to be that much more harder here for SKillous. Just try to dive in. The mine shots are brutal though. We might go up. Oh, he stands in the storms. Does stand in them. I believe he will graze the High Templar, and with that, Ryung, he breaks through the defensive line once again for the 3rd time here at the 4th base. SKillous, he pulls the boys, lost his shepherds, but alas, just doesn't really have a large enough army here. He's overwhelmed. Zealous again, 22 SCVs across the map. That is not insignificant. That's a lot of economic damage, but the main army still stands strong for Ryung. And we will have a back and forth here, which is what we wanted. Not a 3-0 in either direction. Oh, as one of my deals some friendly fire. Oh my god. Studio friendly fire. As again, SKillous just up against the wall. GG gets called, and Ryung, he will tie the series 1-1. We have a back and forth. Let's go. GG, well played. We have a back and forth here, as Ryung does tie us up. And again, SKillous just having a very, very rough assault earlier, winding it back. A lot of this came down to the failed assault at the 3rd. If you remember, when SKillous came in from 2 different angles, he flanked the army, he collapsed on the 3rd base, and Ryung just lifted. He just lifted, he just picked up his bio army, he got the hell out of there, he preserved his forces. The storms, did not do well enough, they didn't connect. He stormed where the army was, not where it was headed, and with that, Ryung, he took a very strong fight. With that, he gained momentum, and he never quite lost it. We had some closer engagements afterwards, but really it was just SKillous fighting for survival. Not really much else from there. GG. GG, well played. GG, well played, as that does lead us here into Game 3. To game number 3. And Game 3 is going to be on Amygdala. Let's go. And we'll see who takes the lead in the series. Which way is this going to go? The way of SKillous, the way of Ryung, where are we headed? Beautiful. As Amygdala is going to be one of the larger maps in the map pool. Larger map, also much more defendable. Quite different compared to Frostline and Arrowhome, which are more aggressive maps. And we could see a very different kind of game state as a result. Let's go. We'll get into it. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the red Protoss player. The red Protoss representing Team Liquid being forced into a tied series. Can he bring it back? It is SKillous. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player from South Korea representing Team Vitality, tying up the series and gaining momentum. Can he keep it going? It is Ryung. Here we go. Whew. As we are going to settle in, do have our initial openers here. And welcome one and all to Amygdala. Amygdala, again, one of the larger maps in the map pool. Very large, long rush distance by ground, and also very defendable bases as well. What I'm referring to here is because of all these rocks, again, moving out and rotating between either the third base, the fourth base, the fifth base can be very awkward. It takes a lot of time. It isn't until these rocks get knocked down that you can actually maneuver between the bases a little bit easier, but that isn't until the late game. So it is easier to be a little bit more defensive here and to build up. And as a result, we could be here for a longer one. So far, Game 1 and Game 2 have been more aggressive. We've been seeing a lot more aggressive early to mid-game play. But that might all change here. Might all change. As for the first time this series, Racks Expand. Single gas opener out of Ryung. Every game so far, we've seen double gas until now, which makes sense. Ooh, as the probe does fall, that should not have happened. Worker goes down, Natural's underway, and we're building up. It looks like the feels bad, man. Feels bad. As yeah, the probe should not have gone down. No, the probe bugged, the SCV bugged, I bugged, we all bugged, man. Let's go. We'll keep it even, man. We'll keep it even. You win this round. Fair enough, fair enough. But yes, from here, Ryung, he's going to be going for the faster expansion, more economic. Meanwhile, SKillous going for his own Twilight Council. SKillous has the option to be somewhat aggressive, despite how large the map is. Reality is, if we go for 4-gate Blink, War Prism doesn't care how large the map is. You can reinforce on the front lines, you can commit, you can move in. There is aggressive potential here for SKillous if he so chose to. Otherwise, we could end up in a more longer game state. More longer, stable game state, I should say. We have Ryung going for his 1-1-1. Initial commitment into Hellions, as Hellions are amassing. So double Hellion here into Widowmine drop, okay. And again, the purpose here is for scouting information. Ryung, he did skip his SCV scout, he skipped his Reaper scout as well, so it's all on the Hellions and the Widowmines to get vision across the map and to figure out what exactly is going on. Again, because we're on a larger map, I mentioned before, but Stargate play is more viable here. It's more accessible. So, I mean, there could be a Stargate opener into Oracle or into Phoenixes. Ryung doesn't know. Ryung takes down a probe. Makes his way towards the natural. Does rush in. Ooh, he's denied. Very nicely done. As SKillous, he walls off in time and denies the dive. Denies the Hellions. Hellions are cleaned up. SKillous maintains his 2 bases. We have another setup here in the main. 2 gates in the main base, and I see 1 gate at the natural, so 3-gate Blink. 3-gate Blink into a third. Meanwhile, Ryung going to be committing a little bit harder. This is not your typical double mine drop, but going up to 4. Quadruple mine drop here from Ryung. Likewise, Banshee production as well. Hyper aggressive. Drop play into Banshee. And it's on SKillous to defend. As SKillous, he's back at home. Observer's out. Widowmine towards the natural. SKillous does notice. Has no blink, just now finishing. That's going to be 3 Widowmines here at the natural. Oh! Mine shot's going off. Does avoid them for the most part. Widowmine here into the main. Oh no! Ooh, catches 1 probe, 2 in total. Nice defense out of SKillous. That could have been so much worse. Especially with the limited reaction in the main. But with that SKillous, he defends, he survives, shuts down. Oh no! Shuts down the Hellions, and he doesn't even catch out the medevac as well. Oh my god. Medevac goes down. Massive pickoff. Ay, ay, ay. As Ryung's in a bit of trouble here. Now, thankfully, he's not done. He still has the Raven. Sorry, the Banshee, I meant to say. The Banshee is moving out, but Ryung has lost map control. And here come the Stalkers. They dip in. They get an SCV. They cancel a depot. Going for the other. Taking a lot of hits. Oh! Oh my god, can he get it? Not quite. Yeah, barely not. Oh my god. Stalkers force back. And the Banshee is moving out. Again, the main base is exposed. Nothing's in position. I mean, there's no reason for it to be. As the Widowmine was cleaned up. Banshee diving back in. Does rotate. Rotates back over. SKillous, he warps in. Leads out one probe. Just the one worker. I know. As again, Ryung, he doesn't have cloak, so no need for a detection. And likewise, has to respect those Stalkers. Has to pull away. Ryung, he pulls back. Likewise, getting a third CC. SKillous does confirm with the Observer. Is aware. Does blink away. Does blink the hell out of there. And once again, same style here at SKillous. Going Blink Stalker into +1 in charge into Storm. Every game so far has been the same style here from SKillous. Has been the same build, the same setup. Of course, last game we saw that SKillous did commit a little bit harder to his charge timing, of course, which did fail at the third. I don't expect SKillous to commit anywhere near as hard, as he is moving out, but setting up for a fourth. As the army does push through the center, takes down the massive tumors. Fourth base on the way, and yeah, we can see here SKillous, instead of reinforcing, what does he do? Robo into Bay. Bay is on the way, fourth base as well. Last game we saw SKillous just reinforce and commit. This time he's gearing up for a longer game. As he's knocking down those rocks, he spots the main army. Now, as SKillous is investing into his production, into his economy, Ryung is pushing. Ryung is moving out, catches the Observer. SKillous gearing up. Immortals on the way. And Ryung, he backs off. Does retreat for now. Banshee scouts, Banshee confirms the fourth. Ryung knows. And while he distracts, he moves in. But who catches who? Zeltate 2 collapse on the army. Massive mine shots. Decent connections. But the wind mines are cleaned up. SKillous trying to chase down those tanks. A last hot pickup. Ryung, he saves the tanks. Get the hell out of there. Just pull away. Does pull back. Here come the storms. Oh my god. Has to be careful. When mines are in position, High Templar, they pull away. And we don't want to repeat a Frostline. I mean, SKillous won the game on Frostline, but still. don't want to lose the Prism. Don't want to lose the High Templar. SKillous, he does spread out. Vikings going for the Prism. Prism gets low. Does survive. Storm coming in. Zel's from behind. Storm's able to zone away. Yeah, massive storms. And Zel's collapse on the tanks. Tank goes down. SKillous, he's breaking through. Breaks through the main army, but Last does not have enough. As SKillous, he will lose everything. Templar, the Zealots, the Prism as well. Ryung holds. Ryung, he does hold on. Again, it was a bit of a messy fight, coming in from behind, pushing in from the front. Ryung does defend, and SKillous, he overextended. Did overextend. Now, thankfully, SKillous was working on that next step, but that was a big loss. He bled out 25 Zealots, 4 High Templar, the Prism as well. Thankfully, the map is large enough where Ryung is stuck at home for the near future. But Ryung has a lead. Let's take a lead here. Building up his ghosts. getting a fourth, massing up his army. And we'll see when he does decide to move out. When in it. SKillous, he does get ready for a Zealot run by. The main army towards the left. Zealot's actually going straight for the natural even. Okay. Head towards the natural. There is a bunker in position. Despite that, they get into the mineral line. A couple of SCs going to be going down for the most part. Ryung, he will defend. SKillous moving in. Takes down the mines. Shuts down the wooden mines. Moving forward once again. Zealots hate to distract. There's still a Zealot in the mineral line. Still that one Zealot in the natural. Nice side by the Ghost. Nice attention to detail. Nice attention to detail there from SKillous. Takes down one Ghost, pulls away, and doesn't commit. Again, there's a planetary, there's a concave. SKillous does not want to push into this army. Pokes in, pulls back. He's up to 3 Colossus. From here, he can start Disruptors, or work towards more High Templar and Storm. Now, Dark Shrine is on the way. Double expands, goes for the gold, that takes a 5th. Jeez. SKillous' army is so Zealot heavy. So many Zealots. Let's go. Rotates once again. Keeping up with Ryung. Both armies are maxed. Again, we mentioned that on a large map like Amygdala, it is easier to defend on your 4-base setup. So we do often see longer game states. And we're here. We're looking for a Storm. Up! Temple coming in. Storm mainly zones. No major connection. Popping up. Ooh, barely saves and does away the EMP. Barely saves the High Templar. Ryung, he does get eyes on the expansion. He's moving in. SKillous out of position here. Do we recall? Yeah, there's the recall back home. Is forced back. Recall's now on cooldown. We're lacking side defense here. Ryung stepping forward. One side Templar gets one. One Templar goes down. Going for another. SKillous overextending. Losing all 3. Losing 4. Brutal pickups. As that's 4 High Templar getting sniped. Trades with Bio, but I mean, still a better trade for Ryung. SKillous go with his pants down, an expensive loss. He's now pushing forward. Down to 2 High Templar, and he's maxed. Is maxed out. Again, this is just a very cheap army here. I'm not too convinced, but SKillous does need to trade. Does need to trade out. I'm a little bit surprised. SKillous, he only has 1 robot. Just 1 robot right now, which is concerning. What I mean by that, after a fight, it's going to be difficult to rebuild. The Colossus, any Disruptors. It's very risky here from SKillous. Likewise, he needs to trade out. He's got like 6k in the bank. And there we go. He's going to throw away these Zealots. And these Zealots are expendable. We're now pulling away. Going for the Planetary. Nice pickup. Planetary goes down. Planetary does fall. I'm still very anxious considering the low production count here. He's on 14 gates. Should be fine. Rotating over. Going for another CC. Ryung out of position. That's going to be another command center almost going down. Vikings, they lead the charge. The Liberator's on the way. Zealots, they charge in. Not bad. Catching out the bio army, getting to the mineral line. These cells are going to trade well. As they take down all the marines and deny mining. Ryung racing back home. Forcing the lift. And we have 7 more. Jesus. Okay. So, SKillous, he's aware. Like, he's aware he has to spend his money. He's aware he has to focus on his production. And he's just going mass gateway. Oh my god. 21 gates. 21. He's a gateway man. Yo, the swarm toss style is real. The swarm toss has arrived. Just mass zealots. These colossus are gonna go down. Yeah, there's no saving this. Storms do connect. One colossus falls, and Ryung wants the others, and he will get them. Takes down the second. One colossus barely makes it out. And this is my biggest concern here, is a lack of tech units here for SKillous. Not the most efficient army, but I mean, hey, so far it's working. I'm just concerned when Ryung moves out. As the EMPs connect. And there it is. What do we have? Sky Toss, Stargates on the way, +1 air attacks on the way. We could have afforded this sooner, is what I will say. Could have been afforded sooner, but regardless, we are building up towards that Sky Toss. Ryung getting caught out, getting surrounded. And know where he wants to be. Zealots charge in. Oh. Storm of the Liberators, but yeah, Ryung, he breaks through the main army. Takes down the Zealots, they melt. Colossus goes down as well. And this is what I was worried about. It's going to take a long time here to rebuild. Oh, nice CC counterattack. Takes down the CC. Planetary falls. Making one Colossus at a time. Just saying, because there's only one Robo. And SKillous is trying to hold on, but the Marines, they sim in. They shut down the Zealots. Zealots, they just melt. And SKillous, he cannot spend his money. He has a massive bank. And he's trying to. EMP pops off. Again, the Zealots, they just don't trade well here. They fall one after the other. Plenty of medevacs to sustain. Zealots, they come in from behind. Can SKillous hold? Up, it's close. There it is. 11 more Zealots. He's holding on. He's barely holding. And what's important, he reset the Viking count. Viking count was reset. What does that mean? That means we can make carriers. We can make Tempest. And GG gets called. The bases were going down across the map from the DTs, and SKillous, he takes a lead in the series. GG. Whew. Oh my god. GG, well played. He breaks the spirit of Ryung. A very, very, I would say, intense style out of SKillous, building up to 21 gateways and purely relying on Zealots, on gateway units, I should say. I mean, the DTs were doing a lot across the map, don't get me wrong. Remember, those Dark Templar did kill an entire base, and they were denying mining on the left-hand side. And alas, SKillous able to barely hold on with the mass Zealots. Barely. It was quite intense towards the end, but does hold. GG. GG, well played. Oh, sorry, there we go. As SKillous does take a lead in the series. And now we're getting ready for our next map. Getting ready for our next map. For our next game, we're going to be loading into Starchild. Let's go. And SKillous needs one of us. One more game here to take it all. Wrong score. Yeah, I fixed it. It's all good. It's all good. Swarm toss, pappy. Nothing better on a warm Sunday night. Let's go. Holy gateways, man. Batman even. Holy gateways. Nothing but gates. Let's go. A bit of a messy fight. Very messy. Not Ronaldinho. Messy, pappy. Here we go. We're getting into potentially the final game of the series, as spawning in the top right-hand corner of Starchild, we have the Red Protoss player. The Red Protoss representing Team Liquid, leading the series 2-1. It is SKillous. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player from South Korea down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and force that ace match. The pressure is on. It is Ryung. We go. I like how I'm like, Nikita Papi, like you don't have the production to sustain yourself. Like, man, we need some more robos. He's like, I got you. 7 gates. It's like, I hear what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. More gateways. I'm like, okay, sure, I guess. I mean, it worked. Likewise, SKillous, he was staying on a very low gas count. That's why he had like 8,000 minerals and like 1,000 gas, like very low gas count, just mass mineral. The goal base, of course, did take into effect and was a part of that as well as to why he had so many minerals. And just pure zealot. Let's go. And some storms and some high templar, sorry, some stalkers as well every now and then. With that GG. GG, well played. We are settling into our 4th map. And so far, Ryung going double gas. Double gas opener here into a faster factory. With this response, he makes it look like an economic opener, so a bit of a fake out here. Yeah, fake out here by Ryung. SKillous, he doesn't scout the main. With that second SCV, Ryung makes it look like he is expanding, but he is not. No expansion, factory. Let's go. So some mind games here out of Ryung. SKillous back at home, standard opener, most likely into blink. And thankfully, SKillous does keep that probe alive so we can go in for another scout. He can try, but never mind. Gotta be hunted down, the probe will fall, and SKillous' scout is denied. He has no idea what's going on. There could be a base, there could not be. As we have the CC on the high ground, so not a 1 base all in, but an aggressive build nonetheless. This can lead into early Hellions, early Cyclones. Interesting factory straight into the tech lab. Now, an aggressive build is bold. We're on Starchild. It's a large map, long rush distance by ground. Because it's so large, for the first time, Stargate opener. Let's go. Again, Stargate openers, they used to be meta. They used to be the go-to a couple of years ago. Nowadays, less so. Nowadays, Terran players have gotten so good at punishing and shutting down Stargate openers and killing Protoss players, so now it is considered to be unsafe. It is unsafe to go Stargate unless you're in a large map. Unless you're on a map like Abyssal, like King's Cove, like Neon Violet Square, or Starchild as well. Despite that, there are some players that do go Stargate on smaller maps. It is just riskier to do so, but you can get away with it. You know, shout out to Classic. Classic is very fond of Stargate play in PvT. Very fond of it. As our players are opening up, Ryung has no idea. He did not scout the main as we are opening up Phoenix. So Phoenix play here by SKillous. I do appreciate that he is varying it up. Reaper dips in, and the Reaper will scout, will confirm the Stargate. Does get eyes on the Stargate, does get eyes on the Phoenixes. Ryung is fully aware. And back at home, it was the factory into Tech Lab, into add-on swap, into Cloak Banshee. Okay, bold move. Cloak Banshee here by Ryung. He is very committed, has a lot of potential, as there is currently no detection. We get a full scout. We get a full scout. Phoenixes, they get eyes on the Tech Lab. They see it researching, could be one thing and one thing only, Cloak Banshee. He even sees a Banshee as well, so he's fully aware what's going on. Back at home, Robo's almost done, and we do need observers, and we should be making them. So very nice scouting here by SKillous. Mech? Okay. Ryung going into Magfield. I mean, he did defeat Byun with Mech earlier, but that was a TvT. Here in a TvP is crazy. He's one of the few. If you're out there, if you're curious, Mech against Protoss, does that happen? Players like Gumiho and Ryung. Those are the two. Those are the two that come to mind that do play Mech. If you remember, I brought this up in the TvT, and then Ryung did play Mech against Byun. Playing Mech here against Protoss as well. It is very niche kind of play style. Very difficult to pull off. Not impossible, but difficult. And here we go. Mass Marine Cyclone is moving out. And all things here, except for the Banshees, shoot up. And their goal here is to shut down the Phoenixes. We mentioned before here that that Stargate openers and Phoenix play is very difficult to pull off because of early game aggression. It is easier on larger maps because they're more defendable, but I mean, it's still going to be difficult here to hold on. It's still difficult. Ryung, his goal is to break SKillous before the Colossus. The Bay is on the way. Ooh, wait, what? It was cancelled. No, it's done. Okay. The Bay is done, and we should soon be seeing a Colossus. Before this, though, there is a window. There's a window in time where the Protoss is vulnerable before we reach a critical mass of Colossus. And we'll see if Ryung can hit that timing. He's still waiting for his upgrades, building up more Cyclones, making 2 Cyclones and Wintermans at a time. See if he can try to break his opponent. Now moving out. Hallucination confirms. And here comes Ryung. How much does he have? Okay, 6 Cyclones with Mag Field. There's a lot of DPS, a lot of damage output here in these Cyclones. First Colossus on the way. Oh, does catch the Banshee. Very nice. Banshee goes down. Cloak was cancelled. Cyclones, they hit the 3rd. SKillous trying to keep up. Does lift 2. Takes down 2 of the Cyclones. Ooh, massive mind shot. Oh no, the mind shot. Shots go off. Phoenixes go down. Oh my god, yeah, the mind shots are brutal here. That's 3 Phoenixes falling. I think some of them were hallucinations, so my apologies. But 3 Phoenixes go down. And Ryung, he wants the main army. He wants those Colossus. Oh my god. Colossus taking a lot of hull damage. A lot of damage is dealt. Phoenixes, they counterattack. They hit across the map. SCV's going down. 10 the Cyclones as well. Yeah, boys are pulled to repair. They maintain the Cyclones. Colossus under fire. Go the lifts. Oh, can he get it? Oh my god, barely not. Whew. And Ryung, he backs off. SKillous defense. SKillous, he does defend, he does survive. Has to get the hell out of here. As now there's the 2nd and the 3rd Cyclone. Oh, the punish is real. That's gonna be 1, 2, 3 still. Oh my god, 3 Phoenixes go down. Brutal pickoffs. Brutal pickoffs here as the Mass Cyclone is trading well against the Phoenixes. And what is the answer to this army? Charge lots. Charge lots, Immortals, they're on the way. The Archons as well. So SKillous is building up. Ryung backs off. Again, Ryung, he was hoping to break SKillous then and there with his push, but alas, he wasn't able to. And SKillous, he survives. Let's go. Again, Ryung doing Gumiho proud. Let's go. Building up to how many? 9 Cyclones. Hoping to catch out those Colossus. Speaking of, SKillous does respond. Does react. Let's get eyes on this. Wouldn't mind sparring. Army dives in. Colossus taking a lot of hits. He's taking a lot of damage here. Locals are brutal. 1 Colossus does go down. Bit of mission control there by SKillous. Doesn't lift. And down to 2. Down to 2 Colossus, and the Cyclone's overwhelming. There's barely any support here. Colossus almost goes down. Vikings are popping up. Oh, the pickup micro. Oh my god. Only for so long, and Ryung, he's done it. He has done it. He breaks through the defensive line, takes on every Colossus, and the mass Cyclone, the Cyclowns, Buffy, he's doing it. He breaks through. He breaks through. There's nothing left. There's a couple of Zealots, a couple of Stalkers. Cyclones, they can kite back. That's what they're built for. And alas, the mech here, it's working. He's done it again, Buffy. He's meching it up. He's making it happen. Mech. As the base has been broken, scans at a time, there's not really much left over. There's a couple of Zealots, a couple of Stalkers. He's just rallying everything across the map. And Ryung, he's looking to force that ace match. Looking to force game 5. The Cyclones are here. And again, there's just not much to stop them. Zealots, they charge in. Well, that's what the Hellions are for. They hit a buffer. Vikings as well. SKillous is on his last legs. Warping in a handful of Stalkers, handful of Zealots. He can't believe his eyes. 10,000 Cyclones. GG. And Ryung ties us up. We are going to the ace match. GG. Whew. Oh my god. GG, well played. And again, going for the style here from Ryung, I'm pretty sure was a response and a reaction to the Stargate play as well. This is less viable against 3 or 4 gate playing Stalker, but against Phoenix's Cyclones, they can excel, they can pop off. You saw that it took a little bit too long there for SKillous to actually support and to reinforce his Colossus, to have any kind of buffer between the Cyclones and the Colossus as they were exposed. But with that, GG. With that, GG, well played. As that leads us here into the ace match. Let's go. It all ends here. It all ends on Ultra Love. One way or another, we'll be crowning our champion here. Will it go the way of our Protoss or our Terran? I don't expect to see Mass Cyclone again, I'll be honest. I don't expect to see that again. Unless we see Stargate play, but I doubt that SKillous will embrace Phoenixes on Ultra Love. Here we go. So we are jumping into Game 5. Game 5 only because the cast said he wanted it. Bappy is magic. Let's go. True, I did want an ace match. Not wrong. You're not wrong. It's all I wanted. The players are so nice. So amicable. So here we go, we're getting to the ace match. And this morning, in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have our blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid, punished for his Stargate play in that last game, and I'm sure going to be avoiding the Stargates here in the ace match. It is SKillous. And spawning on the top right-hand corner, we have the red Terran player, the South Korean Terran, flexing his mech in that last game against Protoss. But again, we most likely won't see that again. Representing Team Liquid, it is Ryung. Let's go. As we have made it here to the final game of the series, to Game 5, the ace match. So we're tied up 2-2. And Ryung opening up double gas. Double gas opening here out of Ryung. Faster Factory. Welcome 1-0 to Ultra Love. Ultra Love is a smaller map of the map pool, smaller than Starchild. Bear that in mind. But despite the fact that it's smaller, we do have very defendable locations. The natural. There's a ramp coming into natural, very narrow as well, so a very defendable location. Likewise, there's a choke point coming into the third base, a destructible tower to knock it down, to buy more time, to help defend your expansions. So on the one hand, yes, there is a lot of the map is small, that is true, but a lot of defendable locations does make for typically longer games. Typically, not always, not always. As aggression can still be applicable here, can still be effective. Especially here in between the bases. Like, wedging yourself in between the natural and the third base can be brutal on this map, to force your way into the natural and just avoid the third. It's actually how Ryung defeated Byeon on this map, if you recall, where he was able to outposition Byeon, siege up here in between the bases, and just snowball out of control. There was a little bit more to it, of course, but it was on this map. Ryung, meanwhile, checking for proxies. We'll check the third location, making sure there is no gateway. Likewise, SKillous back at home. Show us the tech. Show us the Twilight Council. Or the Robo. Or the Stargate. There we go. Twilight Council has been thrown down. Again, going for a much more standard opener. Round whipping DL. Oh, did I say Team Liquid? Oh, Vitality. Sorry. If I apologize if I said the wrong name. Team Vitality, not Team Liquid. We go. As with that double gas, Ryung going to be opening up with his initial Reaper Hellion. Flying from map control. Into 1-1-1, into a Widowmine drop. Widowmines are amassing, drop is being set up. Meanwhile, SKillous fighting for map control. And working towards Blink. And we expect this to be 3-gate Blink. We'll see if he does go for extra gateways. Just 2 for the time being. SKillous on his last leg. How many did he have and what happened to them? Oh no. Ryung. He ate them. Ah. The tuna was hungry, Fatty. Oh no. It was hungry. They turned to liquid. It's a skill. As Ryung is moving out with his drop. Likewise, SKillous only 2-gate, so 2-gate Blink into a 3rd. This time a much more greedy build here by SKillous. What does this mean? This means he has less warp-ins, less stalkers. It also means that he most likely won't be able to counterattack across the map. It does mean that he has less to defend, but it's only a Widowmine drop. He only has to react, pull away. He can still pull this off, but does have less counterattack potential. As the Medevac does dip in, and we'll confirm the timing of the Nexus. So Ryung, he now knows that this was more economic. Dropping into the natural. And SKillous, does pull away. Up! Oh my god. Mind shot goes up. Takes down 2 probes and a death. Not bad. Decent damage. Widowmines are cleaned up though. And Ryung, he will race back home. Will boost away. Could have been so much worse, but SKillous, he holds. Working towards the forge. +1. Into charge, still on a low gateway count, still just 2 gates. So SKillous being quite greedy here. Likewise across the map, SKillous, he moves out, but he's only looking to contain. He most likely will not get any damage done in the main base. He does have a high ground vision, though he can blink in, but there is a tank. Here's a tank in position. Going for the tank itself, bold move. He's crazy, and he gets it. Very nice snipe, picks up the tank, gets the hell out of here. Pulls out, pulls away. And with that, SKillous, very nice start, does take a small lead. And the precision here, only 5 stalkers. Dives in, dives out. And that will slow down the push. SKillous behind this, going for once again a very heavy gateway count. We have 7 gates on the way. That's going to be a 9-gate setup here on 3 bases. That's a lot of gateways, a lot of zealots. And once again, it does seem like SKillous is going for this more gateway heavy composition. The Swarm Toss back. The Swarm Toss. Let's go. Meanwhile, we do see Ryung getting a 3rd, so he's not going for a 2-base all-in. Building up to a 3rd base, which means he's going to be stuck at home a little bit longer, which means SKillous is free to get into his production and to now move out. We have +1, charge, Prism is on the way. Now, SKillous should not try to break Ryung, should not try to push into the natural or in the main. That should not be the answer here. But what SKillous can do is collapse on Ryung when he tries to expand. When Ryung attempts to take a 3rd base, that's when Ryung is going to be vulnerable. And that's when SKillous can move in. Back at home, Bay's on the way, taking gases, going for Colossus. Ryung, he does break out. Does have his drop. Meanwhile, SKillous fanning out. Trying to ensure that Ryung is contained. And does have a spotter observer. Does have the observer, yep, does spot the drop. Pulls away. And Ryung, he breaks out. He breaks out of the contain as Ryung moves out. Prism moves in. He's going for the warp in. He's going for the zealots. Just the 1 zealot for now. Never mind. Doesn't reinforce. Ryung, he commits. And warp in's back at him instead. Ooh. Yeah, missile goes up. And can SKillous break this? The Mind Shot's going to be brutal. And massive Mind Shot's going off as well. Ryung, he kites well. Kites well for himself. Pulls away. Widowmines are on cooldown, and without those Widowmines, he's going to have to back off. knocks down the tower, kills his own mine. It's fine. As SKillous is going to chase him down, will catch the tank. I will not. Tank does survive. Ryung trading well across the map. Zells are popping off. They bring down the mineral line. SCs are falling. What about the main army, though? The Colossus does arrive in time. SKillous, he has the Colossus. Does reinforce. He cripples the economy. And can he hold on? Can he survive? Tank falls. And SKillous, he's holding. Shuts down the tank. Chases down the army. And back at home, there's no economy. There's no economy here. 22 SCVs going down. And Ryung, he's lost everything. He's lost everything here. He had to break through, and he didn't. He failed to. And these Zealots, they got out of hand. The mass Zealot Pappy. He swarms in. He overwhelms. And SKillous, he's going for the kill. He rushes in towards that natural. There's barely a standing army. Down to 29 SCVs. GG gets called. And SKillous, he will take the series 3-2, becoming this week's Sparkling Tuna Cup champion. GG. GG, well played, SKillous. Again, I was a little bit concerned that that he wasn't going to be able to do much across the map, that he was going to be broken back at home. It was a tough hold for SKillous. We had the mine shots popping off, but last SKillous, he was able to overwhelm across the map. He was able to just wreak havoc, killed over 20 SCVs, crippled the economy. More importantly, he delayed reinforcements, and with that, he was able to then pick away at the main army, the winter mines, the tanks thereafter. Whew. GG. GG, well played. And a lot of that, thankfully, was because of the greed of SKillous. Remember, SKillous, he went for a very greedy opener. He got away with it. He was able to also pick up a tank early on, and that allowed him to get into that 9-gate setup. Remember, he had 9 gateways with +1 in charge. Just mass zealot. Crazy. Crazy. GG. GG, well played. And with that, SKillous is our champion. Congratulations. Congratulations here to SKillous, and a big shout out to Ryung. As Ryung, he will come out in 2nd place, but still a very strong performance. Bearing in mind, Ryung, this was his first time, and it was SKillous as well, actually. SKillous and Ryung, it was their first time competing in the event, and I just realized we have a Royal Roader. We have a Royal Roader here. SKillous playing for the first time and winning for the first time as well. Congratulations. Congratulations again, SKillous. He has been on the rise, has been improving so much here over the past couple of months. Post EWC, SKillous, he has been looking insane. We were giving him praise for his PvP earlier for defeating both Max Pax and Showtime last week. This week takes down Creator and takes down Ryung as well. GG. GG, well played. SKillous, for a very long time, he was kind of locked into this kind of 3rd place position in Europe. I'm referring to the fact that he's been in the shadow of Showtime and Max Pax for years at this point. You know, kind of been stuck in 3rd place when it comes to the top protossers in Europe. But it does feel like in recent months, he has been closing that gap, has been improving so much, and has been making, or has been blurring the lines between himself and the other top protossers in Europe. GG. GG, well played. It's been great to see the growth of SKillous over time, and I'm sure we have more to come. I'm sure we have more SKillous to come in the future, and hopefully we can see more of SKillous and Ryung in the coming weeks and in the coming months as well. Hopefully this is not the last time we see them in a Sparkling Tuna Cup. GG. GG, well played. Having a look at the bracket itself, let us switch our scenes over. And I mean, what a bracket it was. It wasn't just these 2 players. We had Björn. Björn was, of course, competing. We had Creator as well, Jan Jakov, Geralt, Cristiano, Jumi. We had more of our regulars alongside some newer faces as well. Again, for those that are curious, this is an open tournament. It is a weekly cup. Every single week, we are live with the Sparkling Tuna Cup. We've been hosting the STC for years at this point, ever since, I want to say, 2021. Many years here of Sparkling Tuna Cup action, and yeah, we're back on a regular basis. And again, if you want to support this tournament, even if you want to support the tuna, you can do so via Patreon. !Patreon in the chat, and you will be able to help fund and support our tournament series. Quickly heading on over here. Bam. These are our tournaments. These are our tournaments that we host on a regular basis. Sparkling Tuna Cup is a weekly, Duckling Open is a monthly, and Masters 1 Open is also a monthly tournament as well. 3 events we do run as on a regular, consistent basis here, and they are all funded via Patreon. SDO is for amateur players, is a diamond tournament. MSO is for masters players, and STC, Sparkling Tuna Cup, is open to all. So again, we do host events for different leagues, different ranges of players, of course, for pros, for amateur players alike. all available here via Patreon. And because we've been hosting this event for so many years, we've actually been able to feature a lot of these up-and-coming players in years past. Back in the day, we casted players like Mixu, like Baby Marine, like even Night Phoenix as well, before they were pro, before they were GM, before they were at that higher level, back when they were Diamond or back when they were Masters. We did feature them here on the channel. So you can actually see that the VODs are there. You can watch them many years ago, back in 2019, 2018, 2017, as we've been hosting these events for a very long time. Oh my, almost 10 years, almost 10 years. So you can see some of these players back before they hit that pro level. GG Machine as well, true, GG Machine, back before he hit GM, back when he was Diamond. A lot of these players we were able to feature, and again, that's what our amateur events are for. They're a way for these players to have a reason to compete and have a reason to improve. It's not like everyone becomes a pro, true. It's not like everyone, you know, gets that drive to improve and hit Masters and then hit GM and then, you know, go the distance. But every now and then we're able to find like a diamond in the rough, and we're able to support them as well. So GG well played. Does always feel good to see some of those players, you know, out there active and, you know, giving their all, I should say. Giving their all. GG well played. Oh my god. I try and fail to recreate on the ladder. Let's go. The Mass Zealot, let's go. Oh no, SKillous, what have you done? What have you done? You've inspired a generation of animals. Mass Zealot, let's go. Just catching up. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for support. Thanks for tuning in. Again, our next Sparkling Tuna Cup is going to be next week. Otherwise, if you are unsatiated, if you want some more StarCraft action, then we got you covered, because we are live on a daily basis, every single day, multiple times a day. Here we go. This is our weekly schedule. We just wrapped up with Sparkling Tuna Cup, and in a couple of hours, in less than 2 hours time, we're going to be back. We're going to be live with the Firegrow Cup. You can see it there at midnight KST or at 2 a.m. here in Australia. We are live here with Firegrow Cup, the playoffs. Meanwhile, we have in less than 24 hours, the Wardy TV Monday is going to be at Monday night at 9 p.m. KST. We have the Pigastore Monday in the morning on Tuesday. We have the OSC Season 12 Championship Tuesday afternoon. We have Code for Giants Cup on Wednesday. Tenacious Turtle Tussle, that's another event that we host that is not funded by Patreon. There are some individual sponsors for that event, but regardless, we have the Turtle Tussle on Thursday. We have the Pondcast. We have more OSC, Little League Cup, Amanthus, SDO. That's our Diamond Tournament. That's our Diamond Tournament on Saturday. And we have some more STC, some more tuna on Sunday. Every single Sunday, we got you covered. Again, we cost more StarCraft than any other channel out there. We have the content, we have the quantity, and we have a bit of the quality as well. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. If you see something that you like, if you see something that you want to watch live but you cannot, then check us out on YouTube. !socials in the chat, and you'll get a link to all of our channels: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Blue Sky, Mastodon, all things Cranky Ducklings, Discord as well. And again, we upload to YouTube on a daily basis, so there's plenty of content on YouTube. It's all there. We dual stream as well. We stream on TikTok, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Kick, on Facebook. We're all things Cranky Ducklings, papi. All things Cranky Ducklings. We're all over the place. And yeah, with that, you can watch us wherever you so please. You can watch it where you so please. And likewise, thank you so much to all of our current patrons. Thank you. Our Patreon has grown a lot over the past couple of months. For those who do not know, we've been casting and running events since, what, 2017? For a very long time here on the channel. Very long time. But we have been, you know, gaining traction here over the past year. And I'll be honest, our Patreon was like under 100 USD for most of those years. For like, yeah, for a long time, our Patreon was there for sure, but we weren't really getting a lot of traction, weren't really getting a lot of attention. I want to say over the past 12 months, if not even 6 months, it has grown exponentially. So thank you so much. Thank you so much to all the support that we have been getting on our Patreon, and of course on our channels, viewership wise and otherwise. Thank you so much. We do appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, we're not going anywhere. We've been here for a long time. We'll be here for a long time as well. Like, it's all the casting, all the StarCraft on the Cranky Ducklings. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Again, we're going to be back in 2 hours' time. The stream is going to go down. I'm going to go get some food. I'm going to get some food, going to get some water. I'm going to stretch. I'm going to rest up and get ready for another broadcast. For those that are curious, what is the Fire Cup? Fire Cup is a big monthly event for the CIS region, featuring players like Wayne, like Young Yakov, Nikic, Nickrat, SKillous, he was last month's champion, GG Machine, and many others. Big shout out to MindoVK. MindoVK, he is the organizer and caster of the event. MindoVK, I mean, he even used to compete. I mean, he still does compete, but now it's been focusing on running events and casting a lot as well. So big shout out to MindoVK. And again, we're going to be live in less than 2 hours with that Fire Cup action. With the playoffs, we'll be there. We will be there. Otherwise, we'll see you when we see you, whether it's for Fire Cup or whether it's for another event, another cast, another tournament. I'm sure we'll see you again sometime. Otherwise, thanks for watching, thanks for support. Stick around, we're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who is live? Who is live at the moment? Who can we send everyone over to? Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. We have Rex. Rex is casting. Railgun is back. Railgun, he's an old name in the scene, and he started streaming again, so big shout out to Railgun. Who else is live at the moment? A lot of people are covering Wardy's event. True, Wardy is covering his February tournament. I believe they're still in the group stage. Otherwise, we'll find someone. Find someone to send our love to send everyone over to. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. And we'll see you guys next time. We'll see you guys when we see you. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego.